love what you do if it's acting. I used to think my parents were very political, and I grew up around politics a lot, and I was always like acting was kind of vain and maybe a little shallow, and movie star was very fluffy term, and so for years.
And your parents wrote books.
Yeah, they wrote, on top of everything else, and I was around writers all the time, so I always kind of felt like, And now I feel like I love acting, and acting can bring people joy, just like reading a book can bring people joy, and I love doing other things besides acting, and I like my life, and I like what I do.
What's there not to like?
Yeah, exactly. Well, there's a few things, but I feel like it's okay now to. For years, I thought I have to be in pain to be a good actress. I have to suffer in my work. And then I worked with Meryl Streep when I was about 20, and she wasn't in pain. She was the greatest actress alive. So I was like, wait a second. You mean all these years I've been in this much pain, and I didn't have to be in it? Yeah. So then I started living my life and kind of not being in so much pain, and I was just as good, if not better, of an actress. Just like knowing myself and being comfortable. And when that revelation came, my whole life changed. I didn't try to destroy myself all the time to do a scene well.
What's the worst thing you would do when you try to destroy yourself?
Oh God, it was pretty lame actually. I was never that good at self-destruction. I remember one time I tried to break an Avion bottle, and it wouldn't break in a rage. That was just something like I was trying to vent, and that's like how far it went for me. But I tried to destroy myself. I wouldn't sleep, and I'd make things extra dramatic in my life, and just teenage, adolescent.
Age of Innocence, Marty Scorsese.
Yes.
Did he make a difference?
Huge difference. Huge turning point in my life. I don't know, I felt like I kind of graduated when I did that movie. It was, with one of the greatest directors of all time. It was one of my favorite. I was a huge Edith Wharton fanatic. And my parents actually wrote a book about her, so it was like a huge thing for my family. And a great part, and a part I felt like it was a huge challenge. It wasn't a little girl anymore, it wasn't a teenager anymore, it wasn't angst anymore. It was really complex, and it's probably one of the great roles I'll ever have. So just the whole experience, and then actually making the movie, the process, working with Scorsese, working with Daniel Day-Lewis and Michelle Pfeiffer I felt like I was, I don't know, I was really arriving.
Rotate Age of Innocence, here it is.
That is if the doctors will let me go. I'm afraid they won't.
Boy, you and Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah, I love that movie so much.
Scorsese played movie trivia with you.
Yes.
You have a reputation because of your mother.
Yeah.
Showing all those movies, of having developed a real knowledge of the characters and the plot lines of the classics.
Mm-hmm.
And he comes along and has a reputation for making everybody that works with him, in a sense, wanting to imbue them with a sense of the history of film. One of the best shows I've ever done, one of my favorites with him, is when Fellini died.
Oh, I saw that
He
show.
came and talked about Fellini. And to hear Scorsese talk about Fellini is to hear someone who just understands all there is to know.
Yeah, he's a master. There's no adjectives anymore to describe him and his talent. It's mind-boggling.
Do you stay in touch with him?
Yeah, I'm lucky enough to be able to do that. One of my dearest friends is Jay Cox, who wrote
Magazine.
Yeah, and we developed a really great relationship on that, and we've stayed really close, and Scorsese and I whenever I can see him and talk to him. I do. He's just someone that I cherish. I will cherish forever.
Is Jaycock still a time? I know he wrote the screenplay for The Age of
No, he's
Innocence.
not a time anymore. He's
left
writing.
5 years ago.
Yeah, he's writing screenplays, and he's brilliant. I mean, I love everything he writes. I want to be a boy so I can be everything he writes. He wrote a great version of Joan of Arc that I really wanted to do at one point that didn't work out.
Little Women, something you very much wanted to do.
Yeah.
Do you ever have to fight for these, or did they just come to you? I mean, have you somehow, because of your age and because of the people that are your age, you stand out, and because of the experience you've had, because you've been doing it so long, I mean, they come to you more than you having, as so many people did. I mean, Kristen Scott Thomas said if she had not gotten the role of Catherine, she probably would have gone off and it would have had a terrible impact on her life. She wanted that role so badly and fought for it.
I saw that show.
You know what I mean?
Yes, I
But
do.
it seems to have just not been as difficult for you. That's true.
It is true. I mean, the work itself has been as difficult as any work, but getting, for instance, with Little Women, apparently it was a very difficult movie to get made, and apparently my involvement helped. But I didn't know
It wasn't
that.
bankable until you came along, they say.
They say, I didn't know. All I know is that I read this wonderful script. I call Carol, who's my manager, and I say, I love this. I want to do this. She says, great. And then we're making the movie. So all that's kept from me. Like,
Are you sitting here saying that you're rather naive about the power that you have? I mean, the sense of who you have emerged to become as an actress?
I think when I'm in the mood to be, you know, when I want to feel
to be powerful or to want to use influence.
I do, and I certainly, what's happening a lot now, I see, is that people are starting to, you know, I was always the kid. On all my movies, I was always the kid, and like, oh, Winona, that's so cute, she's got this idea, or, oh, you know, and I worked with Denise DeNovi, who's a producer, did Heathers and Little Women and Edward Scissorhands, and she was the first person who started actually making me feel like my opinions and my ideas really mattered. And then later, as I worked with directors, and I got a little bit older, and now I feel like my input really does matter, and I have no interest in directing. I think it would be the worst thing I could ever do. I couldn't imagine directing if my life depended on it. I mean, to me, it's like to have to answer that many questions, and to have to think
You don't
that
want
many.
the control. You don't want to
No.
make sure it's your picture. You don't want to make sure that your vision.
No,
you don't want
I
to see
want
the
all
best
those
of what
things.
you are end up in
Yes,
the
of
film
course,
and
but
not
I
on
don't
the
want.
floor.
I don't want to think about all those things. I don't want to think about location scouts, and I want someone else to do. I love acting.
Have you missed anything? Because you've been working so hard since you were 12, 13, 14. And did you have any innocence that was never there for you because you've been out and about for a long time?
No, because I stayed home. I lived with my parents until I was 18. I mean, I was seeing Johnny Depp when I was living with my parents, you know, in Petaluma. You know, I missed out on, I didn't go to my prom.
I didn't mean that. I mean, just the whole sense of having a high school life and all that. You don't care. You don't think that was missing very
I think
much.
that would have,
You'd rather have had Johnny Depp.
yeah, I think so. But what's interesting about nowadays and being taken a little more seriously, or using my power, so to speak, is just that it's just the response of people. The same people that I may have had a meeting with 5 years ago, seeing the difference in their responses
How is
now. It's just very obvious. And it's great. It gives me a lot of
tyrant there.
it gives me a lot of glee to see them completely changing their tune. You know, I'm the same
They're leaning in to
person.
listen more now.
Oh yeah, it's nice. I mean, of course. I mean,
But have you reached the point where you can carry a movie, you think?
you tell me. I don't know.
I mean, you know the business. I don't.
I've always been paired with someone.
Exactly.
So I don't know.
Is that something you'd like to do?
I don't even think about it in that way. It's like if it's a great role, then
But you are at the point where you're optioning stuff.
Yes.
That you want to do.
Yes.
You'll get somebody to direct it, somebody to produce it, but
Yes.
you
I'll actually be
will own
involved in the producing, but I won't do any of the dirty work.
casting.
But I'm producing it so I can do stuff like casting and the fun stuff. But I'll let
Look around you and think about actors and actresses, especially actresses that we know about, whose career do you like, do you admire, who's done what you'd like to do.
gosh, alive?
Yeah, well, the way.
I don't know. I'm like,
I mean, do you have a hero, a heroine?
I have so many. I mean, everyone from Jenna Rollins to Barbara Stanwyck to Adelaide
Jenna Rollins
Kino.
was here the other night, and she was quite
She's gorgeous. To Meryl Streep, Judy Davis. There's just so many. But I don't want to be. It's like I used to want to be like Meryl Streep. I used to study those. But now it's like I want to be myself. I want to.
One of the things they say about you, all these articles that I've read in all these magazines, and Vanity Fair, and Harper's Bazaar, and Vogue, and all those places that write about you, they say, tell me if this is true, you are not obsessed about your career. You're enjoying it, but not obsessed by it. You think that's wrong?
No, I mean, it's very important.
Work
to me.
is important.
I think
Being good
if
is
my
important.
career wasn't going so well,
obsessed.
I'd be obsessed, definitely. I get obsessed, like when I'm not working. I do go through, like, I'm never going to, something's wrong, I'm not going to work. I mean, that's the year it was like the worst year. I mean, I was trying to live a normal life. I was up in San Francisco, and I was going to the store every day and making dinner every night. I was really, but it was, I was anxious. I love working. I love working so much.
So what do you do when you're not working? During that year, did you read books? Did you go to movies? Did you go out every night? Did you?
I read a lot. I go to a lot of movies. I see everything good and bad.
There's a story of you watching movies all night on cable and calling your friends the next day and saying you got to see this and you got to watch this great performance.
Very special relationship with Bob Dorian. I mean, I've never met him, but I feel like
American movie.
yeah.
What channel?
I like when he talks.
Is that it? American Movie Channel? Yeah.
Classics.
Yeah, American Movie Classics.
Yeah.
Right.
When he talks, like I answer him. Like oh really, Bob? No, because of why? Don't tell
Are
me.
you just late night?
Yeah,
Late night person.
it runs my family.
They sleep late in the morning.
Unfortunately, it does not go well with my work.
You're next going to do Aliens Resurrected?
Resurrection.
Resurrection.
Because I saw.
One strong woman had a big influence on you.
Yes.
Is that it?
Yes. When I was 10 years old, I saw Alien, and it changed my life. I'd never seen a woman heroine like that before, and I love science fiction. Nobody knows that about me. My brother runs a comic book store in San Francisco, it's actually two now. So
So did the magnet.
like I've always loved like Ray Bradbury and this was a great script. I loved the series. I loved the character Ripley. Of course, I'm not Ripley. I really wanted to work with Sigourney Weaver.
Is Sigourney in this one? I assume she is.
She is. Of course, I would never do it. No, I would never do it without her. And this great director. It was like all these great things came together at once. And it was great. It was a lot of fun.
Have you started filming already?
Yeah,
There's a story that you've been pumping iron for.
Very exaggerated.
How does it look like?
No, I can't do it yet. It's not in my. I trained for months to go to school, but it was so not 6 hours a day. Yeah, like.
When the story about those.
Oh, I started it. No, it was like one of those things where you out 6 hours a day. No, it was exaggerated numbers and then it was in the expectations. I didn't do it. Not good, no. I kind of disappointed to deny it.
This part
One part I didn't get. Was listening about the party. It was the Coen Brothers worship, and I was up there a bunch of times, and that was the one, like, huge devastation. Yeah, I also read for Fearless. For the part that Rosie plays, I screen tested for that.
You don't get a product that's enough that you want.
I get over it. I mean, like, the time was a long time ago. I felt like I really wasn't very hard and really wanted to look at myself and look at my marriage and I did because it was, I didn't make movies that often and stuff. But, you know, it's like one of those things you think about it and you cringe. But you get over it. You know, I mean, it's not like Kristen Scott Thomas, you know. I haven't had that kind of experience yet.
Great role for women.
Yeah. Oh, I know. And did Juliet. Beautiful.
But Frances is so great in Cowboy. What a role.
She's, yeah. Well, I love Frances Larson. I love Kristen. I love all the women this year. It's like, but there's something about, I love that movie, and she's just brilliant in it. My mom's from Minnesota, so she talks like that.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah. So it's, I think she will.
My guess is that's one of the ways that I think English Patient will probably win the Oscar. I hope it does. But I think that Fargo, they'll pay a lot of tribute to Fargo, especially by that way. And if that's the way they work, I have no idea how they work.
I don't either.
You know, I'm just surprised by those people that didn't make the DGA nomination list for directors. I mean, there were a couple of people that didn't get nominated. I think, I may be wrong about this, but I mean, there were a couple of, I don't want to say this because I'm not sure, but it's someone like Milch didn't get nominated for the DGA.
And neither did Nick.
And Nick Heidner didn't either.
I thought he would.
I know.
He should have.
He's a terrific director to work with. And he
The
comes
best.
because he comes from the stage, too.
Wine on Nor. Wine on Nor. Wine on Nor. Wine on Nor. Nor wine on
He
Nor.
claims he wasn't a very good actor, but he was an actor, so he knows how to wind you up. And he